Raise your hands if you have scrolled through Instagram just to avoid being alone with your thoughts, or maybe binge watch a show just to avoid being or feeling sad. We have been conditioned to believe that solitude is a bad thing, it's a negative thing, that being a loner or being alone makes you a depressed person somehow. But what if I told you that learning to be alone is the secret to developing deeper self confidence, creativity, and peace? Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I hope you're doing amazing. If you're new here, hi, my name's Nida, and I help people get into their self love, self development journey through sharing my writings, my experiences, and everything in between. So let's get started. Now, before we begin, I would just like to say something that if you are an introvert like me, being alone is not a bad thing, okay? I know society has literally conditioned us to believe that if you are alone or if you like to spend your time by yourself, there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. I'm an introvert, and after interacting with a lot of people, my social battery literally comes down to zero, and I need some time to myself to bring it back to 100. And that is just how it works with me. It's different with everybody else. Extroverts find their energy when they're in big crowds, and introverts find it when they are alone. So, whatever bad or negative connotations you have about being alone or being an introvert, you need to throw that out of the window, because I'm going to tell you how important it is to actually be alone and be in a state of solitude for some time of the day. So if you're actually looking to enjoy your time alone, first thing is recognizing, why do we fear being alone? Our brains equate solitude to being vulnerable, which means if you're alone, there's something that you have done wrong and you are in a weak position now, which is not the case. Therefore, we use a lot of tools to just avoid that. Maybe we scroll through our social media for a long time, or as I mentioned earlier, binge watch a lot of TV series just so that we can avoid being with our thoughts. And when that happens, we also start to block self-reflection. We become numb to self-reflection, which means you will not be able to self-introspect. You will not be able to think about your day or how it went and whatever it is that you're trying to avoid. But let me tell you something, that is not the solution to your problems. That is literally just avoiding your problems. That is just keeping that important thing aside so that you don't have to deal with it anymore. But it will definitely show up later sometime. So it is better to deal with whatever you are facing than to just keep avoiding it. When we avoid, it's not like we're not getting worried. We are getting so stressed about that thing. Our mind needs to process whatever has happened. But if we keep avoiding that, it won't go away and you will feel stressed all the time. There's also a social stigma related to solitude. You might have noticed that a person who does not have a lot of friends in college or in their workspace, maybe, we just term them as a loner and we use it as a bad word. And all of this makes solitude feel like a failure. So you need to get rid of these thoughts and you need to keep all these social constructions or these social conditioning aside when you're actually trying to enjoy your time. The next thing is knowing the benefits of solitude. And honestly, it's so important because I myself love being alone. Like, I like to enjoy my time alone. I like to do things alone. I like to read books. I like to do hobbies alone. And I'm telling you guys, somebody who does not spend their time alone, like even a little bit, does not have clarity. And it has to do with clarity because silence helps you calm down your mind and it helps you process everything that has been going on with you. But if you refuse to do that, your mind will just jump on from one thing to another and you'll feel chaotic. That is why a lot of people feel so anxious and chaotic these days, because they refuse to sit with themselves. How can you not sit with the person who's going to be there in your life forever? You will be there in your life forever. You are the only permanent person in your life. How can you refuse to sit with them and not deal with their problems? So if you're trying to be alone but you're not in a state where you can be left alone because there are a lot of people maybe in your house, or maybe you're staying in a dorm with your friends, try taking a walk alone, try going out alone, and just let every thought that occurs to you pass through your head. Do not fight it. Do not fight the thought. Do not try to push that away. Whatever you're thinking, let your brain register that. Actually, you might feel anxious because you've never done that before, but that does not mean that you have to stop. You have to keep doing it. Whatever thought it is, let it pass, let it register in your head, and allow yourself to feel whatever you want to feel. Maybe it's sadness, maybe it's happiness, maybe it's excitement, whatever it is. Do not push any of your thoughts away. Benefit of being alone or being in a state of solitude is confidence. I kid you not, being on your own builds so much confidence, because I remember going on a solo date for the first time and I was so anxious. I was so nervous. I was like, I don't know, what am I doing? I was like, is it even necessary? Why do I have to do this? What will this do? I mean, I knew that it will be helpful. Then I mustered up the courage and I was like, okay, I'll go on with it. And then I went on a second one. And by the third one, the anxiety literally vanished. And now I have no problem in going alone anywhere. You can try this with other things. Maybe you can try going on shopping alone, because I've seen a lot of people don't like to go on shopping alone. They always take a friend, maybe their mother or their sister, whoever they like, but they don't like to go on shopping alone. Maybe you can go on a shopping spree alone. Maybe you can go to just buy a book alone. Do things alone. That will help you get comfortable with yourself. The next thing is start to enjoy your time alone. Now, what you can try is maybe after you wake up, do not touch your phone, do not listen to any kind of music, just be silent and quiet and do things in a quiet manner. Like, I like slow morning, so I don't like a lot of noise in the morning. You can try that too. You can try not interacting with your phone for maybe half an hour or 1 hour if you can, and just go on with your daily activities without using any kind of distractions right in the morning. That will help you release stress, and that will actually feel really refreshing. The next thing you can try is reframing your self-talk. So instead of saying, oh, I'm so lonely, maybe you don't have friends right now, or maybe you do not have a lot of people to talk to. Instead of saying, oh, I'm so lonely, nobody wants to talk to me, I don't have a lot of friends, you can say, I'm giving myself the gift of presence. Do you realize how powerful that is? Because when you are somebody, they are in your presence. But when you are with you are in your presence, which shows that you value yourself as a person, as an individual as well, and you deserve your time the most. You can do is to create a solo joy time. Now, you can try this with literally anything. I'd like to try this with reading or maybe following any hobby. I even like shopping books alone. So you can try that. You can maybe try visiting an art gallery or a cafe alone and just be with yourself. Again, do not use your phone, because the point here is to enjoy your time and not distract yourself. Or maybe you can cook for yourself, just like a fancy meal like you would for somebody you would love. So you can cook a fancy meal for yourself and enjoy that meal at your fullest, again, without the phone. A very important step is digital detox. So I know we are so glued to our phones and our screens all the time these days that we do not have the time to sit with ourselves. Studies showed that an average person spends 6 years of their life on social media. 6 years. Imagine investing even 10% of the time in self-discovery. We would literally be so much better. So you can try putting your phone in a different room, at least for 30 minutes, any time between the day where you're not using it, or when it's not important. You will feel the urge to grab it again. You'll be like, oh, I need to maybe check that. I got a notification. I need to text back somebody. But fight that urge to grab it again. And once 30 minutes have passed, go back to it. That way your mind will get adapted to you being with yourself and not push away the thoughts that you have. The next thing is using solitude for growth. The point of everything, point of all of this, enjoying your company alone, is to actually grow as a person, as an individual. And solitude is such a great time to actually reflect on yourself and self-introspect about all the things that have been going on around you and all the things that you have been doing or maybe other people are doing that are affecting you. So use this time for growth. Ask yourself, what do I really want? And as I say all the time, journal. Journaling helps you give clarity and to observe your behavior. So journaling helps a lot. Maybe use your solo time to journal. I also think that a lot of people do not differentiate between solitude and loneliness is because they think that it means the same thing, which means being disconnected or feeling disconnected from others. When in reality, solitude means I enjoy my own company, and loneliness means I feel disconnected from other people. And if you feel lonely, there's literally no problem in reaching out to people and being with them. Maybe that will make you happier. That should come from a place of abundance and not desperation. Because when it happens due to desperation, you will not feel fulfilled because you're searching for something in the wrong place. This brings us to the last part of the video, which is I want you to do something. This week, try to go on a solo adventure. It can be a solo date with yourself. It can be a solo picnic if you'd like. It can be literally just a walk, but do something solo that requires you not having your phone or where you cannot get distracted by anything else. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you find this helpful. Let me know in the comments if there are any other recommendations that you'd like me to make videos about. And yeah, thank you for watching. Stay safe.